Welcome to another episode of Grey Duster's Let's Play Modded Minecraft series. And this one is 29, I think. Just a quick correction to the end of last episode. I didn't quite set things up right with the cows, so just to briefly explain, I got more cows. Good. Made this area a little bit bigger. But let's just go down into here so you can see something. We've got the back. If you remember, I had things set up a little bit more compact than this, but I've made them a bit larger so you can see. I could get the fluid out of the top of the grinder easily enough, but right now I've raised it up because I also want to get items out of this. Unfortunately, it just won't eject them into, like most other things, won't eject them into item ducts, so I've had to put a chest in the way and just pull out of the chest into there. And that's that done, pretty much. That's now ready and that actually works just fine. Another correction to the other section of that as well, exactly the same kind of thing. If you're watching, it's over. This base is getting larger and larger now. It's over here, same kind of deal. Can't just put an import bus straight onto the side of a tesseract. You've got to go through some kind of chest. Again, I've just illustrated this by using an item duct like this. Okay, that's just it for quick corrections. That all works fine, and that with a filter on one of the furnaces upstairs means that somewhere I should have what's it called? Steak! I really should remember the names of these things. Not streak, steak. Steak. There we go. No more potatoes for us. We have steak. But we kind of need wheat farm to feed them and other things too. I did want to get started on solar in this episode, up at the top. Up in here, we want solar onto the roof. Problem with solar, well, not the really problem, but as you can see, we need near 7,000 iron ingots now. Unfortunately, solar is very much a kind of IC2 type thing. I'm going to need lots of MFSUs, and as a consequence, I'm probably going to need a lot of rubber. And there is no way I'm going to be running out there, gathering 20 rubber, putting it into the extractor, running out there, gathering 20 rubber, etc., etc. So we want an automated way of getting rubber. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. Let's get started. We need some tools to program things first. We're going to use forestry. And forestry has a number of different things in it. One of them is a managed arboretum. Basically a tree farm, another name. And one special instance of that is the rubber tree farm. Now the rubber tree farm can only be made if you've got IC2 installed, which most people have, so that's available. The downside to rubber tree farms is that it's not automatic. If you've seen the arboretums, managed arboretums with forestry before, you'll know that they are largely automatic. You just drop saplings into them and away they go. Not so with rubber trees. If you haven't seen forestry tree farms before, you're about to. So let's get started. We need to build a machine. That machine, have I got the name right? It's thermionic, yeah. Thermionic fabricator. So let's encode you. And let's see. It's usually the casing that generally don't know how to build when we first do this kind of thing. Unless I previously have. Don't see it. Okay, let's see if it'll build me one now. Oh, of course it's the... Ooh, that's annoying. Let's try that again. Oh, really? It's in the other recipe as well? It isn't. Why are you... Look at these recipes. Sturdy casing. All that's boxed in and Minecraft stuff, that's fine. I swore I overwrite all of those. Yeah, that's done. That's exactly what we want. Okay, thermionic fabricator. Let's go and place you down. Now this machine, like the rolling machine, is one of those that will use up power constantly. Of course we have a constant power supply, so yeah, I could use it, but at the same time I just don't like things using power when they're not in use. If you want to do this, just shove a tesseract or some conduit down to power it. In my case, we have some cells left over. Some of the terrible ones. There we go. And we want to make sure output's to the bottom. That's fine. So, we want some sand for this. Sand? Is it glass? I think it's sand. Turns it into liquid glass. Just gotta wait till the red bar hits this line. There we go, liquid glass. And the red bar's gone down. So you can see this red line increasing. That's because it's using power from here. It's draining fairly fast. So I do want to make this fairly quickly. So there's a few things we need. So to program our rubber tree farm, we need rubberized electron tubes. Easy to remember. We're just going to need 5 rubber, 2 redstone, gets us 4 rubberized electron tubes. That's exactly how many we need. So knowing me, I'm going to be out of rubber. Yeah, of course we are. Although I think you can... You still smelt rubber wood to get rubber. Come on, that'd be nice. I get jungle wood. Did I also get rubber though? No. Yeah, well. No big deal, just gotta run outside yet again. Right. Rubber is one of these things that once you automate it the first time, you're never ever going to need to worry about it again. You claim back some space. I'm going to make this tree farm way up in the distance, maybe. And then you're pretty much set for anything IC2 based, which can be an awful lot of things that you make with rubber, to be honest. You don't just stay with just one solar panel, you often have many. Oops. I've only got 3 overclockers in there. I wondered, did I make more? I didn't. Never mind. I've got like 6 in all the others. So let's grab half a stack of redstone. There we go. So we want this recipe. And 2 there. And we can pull it out. It's just like a crafting thing, except that you nominate your recipe at the top and put your ingredients in the bottom, and away you go. So for the moment, probably best I keep this on me for the moment. I'll put you back in a bit. Obviously you see at the top, it stays there. Okay. Moving on, we're also going to need to get to the right floor. We're also going to need a soldering iron. Another kind of tool. Yeah, 3 iron and bronze and a carpenter. So we're also going to need a carpenter. Which is useful for other things, it's not just for these tools. Let's see what that needs. Much the same kind of stuff. Except yet again, we are getting all these different types of bronze ingots, and for some reason they never work out. Let's just tell it to make 30 bronze. There we go. Let's get rid of you and make top tier conduits. You there. Reclaim you. And right now we want that back there, so... Okay. 2, 3, 4. But we need... I think it is water. Annoyingly. Is that what it says for the soldering iron? Remember rightly, you can use the carpenter with different liquids. Yeah, it is water. Because it's only a small amount. We're not going to need to hook it up to a permanent water source. It's not that important to machine just yet. Bucket. So just grab a bucket. Go over to our machine. Drop it in here. Wait for your soldering iron to be made. One soldering iron. Done. Yeah, safe keep moving that. I could just put a conduit somewhere. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That should stop it from emitting. Okay, that's fine. So we also want a circuit board. Circuit boards in multiple varieties. We want the top level intricate, which is just some gold and redstone, and back into a carpenter, so back with that bucket again, get a bit more water. Promise, you really don't need a water source. Just keep running backwards and forwards for a while. Don't worry. You're really not going to need much. So we want some gold. Oh, nearly 800 gold, look at that. It's amazing. Free gold. There we go. Do you need... Oh. Helps with some power. Yes, I know, after just switching that off. Oh, that's going to take a little bit of time. Fine. Okay, come on. So let me briefly talk about what we're going to do with it then, while that's being made. It's far too slow. A solder iron, you just click anywhere that isn't a block, so, you know, not on one of these or anything like that. Yeah, anywhere that isn't a block. And you can program things. Now, in here, what we're looking for is manual farms. There we go. Manual farm, there we go. Good, good, good. Let's just cancel you again. Okay, so right click, drop your circuit board in at the top, and we want manual farms. This is what these do. These rubberized electron tubes get dropped into here and specify what this intricate circuit board does. Now, in our case, we're going to want rubber plantations in all 4 directions. These equate to the 4 directions. If you wanted a tree farm with, I don't know, wheat on one side and barley on the other, you'd have 2, bad example, 2 different types of manual farms. Let's say you could have 2 different directions or 4 different directions. It's entirely up to you. That's what the intricate circuit board lets you do. It lets you specify different directions. For the moment, I'm just going to have these set to rubber plantations, and we'll come back to it later if we need to change anything. So that's what we need for that. We're also going to need farm blocks, which are going to need stone bricks, and we don't... Do you have any? No, we don't have a recipe for it even. So first thing I'm going to do is just dump some stone into the system. This is the really handy part of having auto generation available. Just some stone. There we go. Then I'm going to tell the system how to make stone bricks. It's not a hard thing to do, but I want to be able to order it in future, so we may as well clear that and say stone brick. And incidentally, it doesn't have to be explicitly stone brick, it's just that, there we go, stone bricks. I happen to like them looking like that. Let me show you what I mean. The item we're looking for are called farm blocks. And there's a number of different types. If you really like sandstone, you can make sandstone farm blocks, crackstone bricks, nether brick, brick block. Yeah. Anyway, you can make it out of whatever you like, but you need to get them first. So because stone is plentiful, make it out of stone. So stone bricks. And let's just tell the system to make, I don't know, 4 stacks. And off it'll go. While that's going, let's also teach the system how to make farm blocks. And we want the stone version. Yeah, you'll do. So we want oak wood slabs, of course, in our case, and Let's just double check. They should be interchangeable, but given what we've recently gone through, not so much. There we go. Now you'll see one of the ingredients for that was a tin electron tube, which we can make just like the rubber ones. We need to know how many. So farms are always 4 deep, so they're all 4 in depth in Y direction, but they can be variable in X and Z. Now for rubber, it produces so much rubber that we're going to be drowning in it, so you basically just go for the smallest one. So that's a 3x3 on the top, and then 4 layers of it. So it's 9, 18, 27, 36. So we need 36 tin electron tubes, which is a lot. Oh, hang on, that's 4 each. Okay, so it's 9 sets. So you want 40 tin ingots and yeah, 18 of that. That's fine. We should have enough easily. So if I just grab some of this. Activate you. Now we're going to have to wait for it to power up again, so that's slightly the only annoying part of being quite economical like this, is you need to wait for the glass to melt. That's okay. Let's see how our stone bricks are doing. We've got 4 stacks there. So there we go. So if I say I want 40, I shouldn't need 36 really. Begin. It's going to say I don't have any tin electron tubes. You fool! And of course we don't. But now we do. There we go. Tin electron tubes, easily done. Dumped into the system. And it's quickly making those. Now, that's the first part. The second part is farm blocks also have other items. There's a kind of, let's hang on a few of these. So there's a hatch, there's a valve, and there's a gearbox. If I remember getting these the right way around. The gearbox is the kind of controller for the farm. The valve is where you insert water, and the hatch is where you can put items in and take items out. Sounds reasonable. Good. So we also want the system to be able to make those too. Valve, let's say first. And it uses this recipe as an ingredient, so don't worry about us making too many of them. We're not keen to do that. So farm block, as we've seen already, is the one we've chosen, whichever one it is. It's crazy that it doesn't put the right. It's crazy it doesn't put the right ingredient in there. That's just really annoying. Tin gear thermal expansion, so yeah. And that's pillar quartz block, so let's get one of our farm blocks. They're all done by now. Yeah, that's the one I want. We also want the farm hatch. Let's get the gearbox done first. Farm gearbox. Same thing. And the hatch. That's fine, that's just wood. Job done. Yeah, with the hay, let's just tell it how to make a trapdoor too. Being a bit wasteful though, there's no real need for that, but that's okay. So, 1, 2, 3. 3 of those in there. Make me a gearbox. 1. Make me a hatch. 1. Make me a valve. Whoops. Okay, now we're going to need to supply the farm with water, so we need autonomous. Not autonomous, what am I thinking? Aqueous. Already got one, that's fine. We need some fluid ducts. Opaque stuff is fine, it really doesn't matter for this use. We've got water. Do we need fertilizer? I can never remember what that's needed for. I can never remember whether it's needed for rubber tree farms. I'll just grab a stack of it. If we need more later, I'll hook it up to the automatic system. Away we go. So we then need the ability to add saplings. So we're going to need the rubber tree saplings. We're going to need power. And a way to pull the items back this way. And to start with, we're going to need some bone meal. And some dirt. And some stone bricks. I'm going to run out of room quickly here. Let's just throw you all away. Anything else I can throw away? You can go. You can go. Yeah, dirt. I'm going to need some stone bricks as well as the actual block, so say a couple of stacks. I've probably forgotten stuff. It's quite typical that I do. Chunk loader. Chunk loader would be really, really handy. Okay. So farms, obviously, you want them in a flat area, and I happen to have picked one of the most forested, hilly areas in the entire game, except for where there's ice. And of course, yeah, I don't really. Ice, not good to plant things. Meh. Meh. Anyway, let's just head quick over to a kind of tundra area. There we go, this kind of thing is absolutely fine. Heathland, in this case. And right here should do fine. Okay, so just clear a bit of a space to start off with. I really should have brought a shovel. That's annoying. Okay, so you're going to want a shovel. Really, you're going to need a shovel. What we're going to do is have this level with the ground. Yeah, level with the ground. If you want the whole thing level with the ground, like this level here, we're going to need to dig down 4 blocks. So 1, 3, yeah, and we're into stone at that point. Now the top layer, that's currently that heathland kind of colour and thing, and you know, grass if you like. That is going to be, let's just put something in the wall here. That's going to be replaced with dirt. So first of all, let's just get our farm blocks. Now what we need to do is just put 3x3 area, because it's 3x3 farm, as we said. And again, as I said, it's 4 in Y, so 4 down. 2, I'm going to need more space here. So that's 3rd layer in Y. And the 4th now. Obviously I've only got 6 bricks, it needs 9, so what's going on here? What's going on is those other special blocks. 3 spaces. So 1 space is for power, 1's for water, and 1 is for items. So whatever you choose, you're probably going to need to clear a little bit more space around them, just down here, and kind of decide what and where you're going to feed in each of the things. So in our case, I probably want to get some water. Please tell me I brought a bucket. I did bring a bucket. Thank God. Get some water? We do have water. Cool. So let's get started with the aqueous, which is the easy bit. Let's put it in this corner, shall we? So we want our valve here. And let's say two water, 1 there. That'll be a really cool base. Jealous. Should have seen that earlier. There we go. So we want our aqueous accumulator. Job done, and we want fluid ducts. Now we shouldn't have to do anything with that yet. We can't interact with it yet. It's a multi-block structure, but you know it's not built into a multi-block yet. It needs the 2 other items. We need the hatch and the gearbox. The hatch is for our items. The gearbox is for the power. So let's just say you are the gearbox. box. Let's say you are the hatch. Come on, I know that's a valid structure. Maybe we need... Ah, there we go. Haha, see? We just need a second for it to form. Water is being pulled in. And you can see it's currently set to manage arboretum, which is the automatic kind of thing. However, this is what our circuit board does. Now it's a manual farm. It won't plant anything, it won't plant any earth down, it will just harvest the rubber and the trees will stay right here. And there goes the fertilizer. Now you feed that in with a hatch normally. I don't know whether it needs fertilizer. I will check online, and if it does, it's just a simple matter of sending it here by Tesseract. So for right now, we're going to want some power, I think. I hope it needs power. That'd be really annoying if it worked without it. Energy receiving 1. Disabled. Just hide NUI for a second. This is the temperate zone. Hydration, blah blah blah, and owner. Yeah, nothing too important there. If this was a managed arboretum, you'd put your earth, your earth up here, but in our case we have to plant it all manually. And your output from the farm comes down here. You see where these arrows are? Fertilizer going in, water going in, earth in that case at the top going in, and then our ingredients coming out. And this is where the other Tesseract comes in. And of course I've forgotten something. Oh, that's annoying, but luckily it's in... No, I really have forgotten something. I'm willing to bet this Tesseract's not going to take the items without a chest in the way. Give it a try, and if it isn't going to do that, that's okay. I will go and do that off camera between the episodes. Everything else should work fine. So, we want it to send only. Frequency 3, let's call it rubber. Output. Disabled. Okay, that's all done. And now we need to lay the farm out here. The way we do this is just by planting, well, first of all, yeah. I need a shovel. I really need a shovel. Be right back. So we're back in the air. I've got a shovel, I've also got a sickle. You'll see why in a minute. And I brought a chest or two because I just don't want to come back here once I've set this thing up, so I'm just going to set this up so it definitely is going to work, even if it's going to take a bit of extra, well, inefficiency. So nearly here. I'm probably going to expand the rest of this area to do wheat farming and all kinds of other stuff like this. I would do the rubber tree farming via MFR like wheat farms, but Manufacturer Reloaded, that is, the same way that we did the sheep and cows, that kind of mod. But I don't know whether it does rubber trees. I don't think it actually does, so no big deal. We are going to say to a chest. There's our buffer chest. And there's our Tesseract set to frequency 3, set to sending items. One, two. Fine, so everything should now go into our tesseract, ready to be picked up at the other end. Initially, of course, until we have a tesseract, it's not going to flow through. It's all fine. Seems to be happy. Let's go and show you how to do this bit. So this is what we need the shovel for. What you want to do is clear off the top area, first of all. If I remember rightly, it's 4 in each direction from the center 3x3. You also want to go and clear the next level down. See how there's that band? Look for the band. And then in the space that you've created, fill it with bricks. Stone bricks, to be precise. Stone brick farm, of course, so it's just what we want. Pretty straightforward. Once you've done one of these, you know where to go. I had to do it again. And you can make these, if I remember rightly, they go up to 5x5 in the center. And that is what you probably... If you wanted to power a steam boiler like we have downstairs, and you wanted to do it really, really well... whoops, not you. If you wanted to do it really, really well, you'd need the managed arboretum, one of these farms at full size, 5x5, and maybe another 3x3 just alongside it. In fact, that's one too many, isn't it? It's annoying. Oh well. Yeah, so you need a full 5x5 and a 3x3, if I remember rightly. It's something along those lines. So now, donkey. So now you also want to dig out the sides like this. I think it's... yeah, I think this is why it's 4 either way. Why do you not look right? It's because I dug out one too many on that side. Just in case if we need to get inside. I want to do that same pattern all the way around. Nearly done, promise. Shouldn't take much longer. There we go. See? Tree farm. And just fill in that. If you, like me, were terrible at setting this up, just fill those in. Probably that one as well, just to so I know where the entrance is. And now, just lay your earth down. And that is pretty much a farm, minus the saplings and the bone meal. We want to try and grow a little bit these trees. Obviously it won't plant it itself, so you need to do this manually. Let's just put some these down. Okay, so let's start. And I'm going to do most of this off camera, so yeah. Put your item down, your sapling down, and hit it with some bone meal. Rubber tree. Take your sickle. Survey the tree to make sure it's got at least one rubber on it. That's a bit terrible, but I don't mind too much. What I want to make sure is that it doesn't have that. We put another item down right next to it. Tell you to grow. Just so it's quite dense. And we haven't got gaps all over the place. Because it doesn't really matter, there's no space between these, it will harvest them regardless. So as long as you get this done. See, we're obviously getting quite a bit of, or we will get quite a bit of rubber spots and some more saplings, which is what we need. You can just keep going. Yeah, so it's there. You get the idea. Keep going until everything's planted. And we're back, and I did actually have to connect this up to the tesseract with the conduit. And you can see the rubber coming in. There we go. So I will now connect it finally up to the tesseract going out with a servo. I just disconnected this to make sure it didn't go out anywhere while I just wanted to see it in the chest, so that's all good. And you are going to go out permanently. So, see there, went out all out and into the inventory of the tesseract. I don't have one on the other end yet to receive it, so I don't want it to disappear. So that's all the bottom stuff, and I put the chunk loader down. All done. Let me show you what I did upstairs. Let me just lock that one down. Don't want mobs in there. So now there's a complete ring, as you can see, all the way around the outside. And we can keep doing that as much as we want. Bear in mind, even with just like one complete ring, you're going to get a lot of sticky resin hitting your AE system. So make sure, at least if you're following along with the series, you should be fine. But if not, we're going to put a recipe in place to the upstairs workroom, and in fact no, we're probably going to put a separate extractor somewhere, probably downstairs somewhere, which will process all this straight into rubber automatically by an export bus, just like we did with all the ferrous ore. And again, because you've already seen that, I'm going to do that off camera. It's not too, much of a stretch of the imagination. And again, I'm probably going to do all of this off camera as well, just growing the rest of this. You don't need to do this, just put a few trees on the farm if you want to. But you get the idea. All we have to do is process the resin back at the home base. We have a managed, well not managed, manual, but automatically harvested rubber tree farm. Great. That's about it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please do remember to subscribe or leave a comment if you've got any questions or difficulties with what you've seen. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Next episode, hopefully solar, if we can get all this rubber processed, which should be straightforward. Thanks very much.